Wow, welcome to the Crystal Cabin. How lovely to see you.
Thank you. It's beautiful to see you. You're shining.
Oh, and I was just looking at you too. You look like the true healing light there reflecting on the screen. How beautiful. So you're speaking to us from Fuerteventura, is that correct?
Yes, yes. I am here in Corralejo, Fuerteventura, in Canarias, in Spain.
Wow, I'm glad you said that bit.
Yeah, you sometimes have to clarify. I mean, there are times I'm from India, so people don't get what is Fuerteventura. They can't pronounce it. So then they go like, "What? Where do you live?"
Oh, well, with yourself in such a beautiful place and myself in the Crystal Cabin, perfect place to be talking about women's well-being today. So
Indeed.
welcome on board. So you want to introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are and what makes you happy?
Done. So I am Jigyasa. If you'll ask me what makes me happy, honestly, very simple gestures make me very happy. Like 2 days ago, I was teaching a class. As soon as I finished, the student called up and said, "I loved today's practice," and she's been struggling with her neck, and I did it for her, and she said, "I want to invite you for a fruit juice because I know you love it."
Oh, isn't that
So
lovely?
that made my whole day.
Yeah.
Simple gestures like this, they make me happy. Fruits, fruit juices make me happy. Authenticity makes me happy. I am originally from India, from a very small town, which is no more a small town, called Lucknow. And I have now lived in Fuerteventura for 5.5 years.
Oh.
Time flies. And yeah, so this is me. I tell about what I do? Is that needed?
I would like to, just for a moment, your name, Jigyasa, is so beautiful and it has a lovely meaning as well. Do you want to share that with us first?
Yes, yes. So my name means curiosity. And in India, there's a tradition that a family priest comes in, and depending on the time and day of your birth, the priest gives you letters, alphabets, saying take a J, take an M, take an N, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And you choose a name. In my case, he gave a J, and he looked at my grandmother and he said, Jigyasa, curiosity is perfect for this child. She's going to be very curious.
Oh.
And he said, though it is your decision, but this is my humble opinion. Thank God it was a good name. And my grandma was like, that's it. The priest has said it. It's done. This child is curious.
The priest has
And
spoken.
yeah, so yeah, I mean that's really, I feel I'm very blessed that I have this name. I have had to put up a good fight for it at different moments. People brush past it because saying Jigyasa sometimes
Mhm.
gets too complicated. More so living in Spain, because J is not J and G is not G and Y is definitely not Y.
Oh.
So when I go to the bank and they would ask my name, not now, but earlier, they would be like, uh, what? It's okay. It doesn't matter.
Oh. They just copy it from the documents instead. Yeah.
Yeah, they just take my ID, they just put it there. But now with time, because I am very, that's one thing I love. I love my name. So even if people don't get it, I tell them, no problems. Take your time, you will get it. But you got it in one go. I didn't even have to do a short name for you. You just said it. So I was like, wow.
I always like to check because sometimes people have short names that they prefer to use, and I'm quite often referred to as Shell, but I don't like Shelley. So
Yeah.
because I've got that way, I always check with everybody else, what do you prefer to be called? So, oh, beautiful name, absolutely lovely, and a great story to go with it too. Lovely. So do you want to give us a little bit about your background and then perhaps go into what inspired you to do what you're doing now?
Okay, so I teach yoga, meditation. I do lots of energy work, energy readings. I work a lot with chakras. Actually, I can see them in the background, and that looks great. Yeah, that's my kind of background, actually. I do a lot of this, but this is not really how I started my journey. As a child, I had some stomach issues, and it was there since I was born. And I was one fine day, my mom was just giving up, and she said, "That's it. Today we're taking you to the doctor, and he'll give you some medicine, and you'll be sorted. I'm so tired of you having stomach troubles." So I spoke to this girl in my school, and I said, "Today I'm going to go to the doctor, and I'll have to have medicines." And she said, "Oh, no, no. If you do yoga, you never have medicine."
Mhm.
So I said, "No, that's not true. That's fake." She said, "No, my grandfather is not, I don't know, 80 something, and he does yoga and he never has medicine." So I was like, "Oh, wow." So I got back home. I spoke to my mother and I said, "I want to do yoga." And she was like, "Oh, dear God, another thing." So, and I was learning Indian classical dancing at that time. Computers had recently come to India, so I was learning that and school and everything. So she said, "Okay, let's see." And I said, "Give me some time. I don't want to go to the doctor." Anyway, I found a brilliant, amazing teacher, female teacher, family woman with a kid. She agreed to teach me, and so my life has tons of stories. Okay, I don't know how many you're up for, but
Stories are
she,
fantastic.
yeah, she looked at me and she said, "Come at 4:30 a.m."
AM.
Yeah, so I was like, "Okay," and she said, "If it is 4:35, don't knock on my door.
Oh,
It's
gosh.
going to be just you and just me." And I was like, "Wow, that is intense.
Yeah.
This woman is intense." Anyway, she was very kind. She used to teach in a hospital for patients, but I was the only student she took because she could see I was a kid back then, but I wanted to heal myself. And that's it. My life changed. I never had to take medicine. I could heal myself with the practice of yoga. I became absolutely fine, and it was great. Since then, it stayed in me, because what you do as a child or as a teenager, it's like little seeds in your system that never leaves you. Like if you've danced as a kid, you will have a good dancing hip. So that's it. I then slowly I moved on. I studied, did college, went through lots of hardships. Yoga kind of took a back seat. Only more and more meditation was there, but the physical aspect was lesser. And I worked for a newspaper organization, the Times of India, for good 6, 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and I did a radio gig that just accidentally happened. By chance, I landed up in an interview and they were interviewing for radio people. So, yeah, they were very like, "Why do you want this job?" I said, "I don't want this job. I'm here accidentally." That's it. I landed up becoming a radio jock. So,
Wow, that's an amazing story. That's really different to what you're doing now.
it's extremely different. And I became a radio jock. I used to do the evening drive time show for 4.5, 5 years. I did it.
Wow.
Things look very amazing and very glamorous and very hunky-dory. You have tons of fame, people want to talk to you, people are your fans, they bring you gifts, but I wasn't content. I
Mm.
wasn't satisfied. I could do fake smile like this.
Yeah.
Like on the inside, I would be hurting and things would be killing me. But the minute I put that on air button and I would be on the mic, I would be a different person.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh God, that's really not happening. It's not good. This is not making me feel nice." And then I saw a Bollywood movie, and this woman packed things and went away. It took too much effect on me. One fine evening after my show, I packed my desk, left an email, and went away to the mountains
Wow,
for
fantastic.
10 days. Only my parents knew. My company didn't realize I had quit the job. They thought I'm absent on duty, so they kept sending warnings at home.
Oh,
And I told them I'm done. I'm dusted. It's over for me. And that's really when my healing journey began. And I have had my fair share of little ups and downs in life all the way since I was a child.
Mhm.
And when I started healing, that's when I felt, wow,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is
Relate to
powerful.
that. Yeah.
If you could, there's a quote in yoga. We say most people don't know how good their body is supposed to feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they practice for some time, that's when you know, wow, the body can feel this light, this beautiful. I realized that your heart could feel light. You could feel free from fear, free from insecurities, free from all these holding you downs. That's what got me here. I mean, lots of things happened. It is a good 10, 14 years journey or whatever. But yeah, that's how I am here. That's how I do what I do.
It is amazing talking about a healing journey. Obviously, being an energy healer too, I completely, it resonates that when you understand the difference between living in that place of joy and love away from fear, it is a totally different way of life, isn't it? It's life
It
changing. Yeah.
it totally is. When you are in a dark place, there are moments that you feel there is no way out.
Yeah.
And been there, I can say that there totally is a way out, and it is so much more powerful and beautiful. You can do it. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Fantastic. So,
Yeah.
of it, from being into yoga at a very early age, and that's kind of been the start of your journey, really seeing what it's been able to do for you as an individual. And so you've put that to one side and then come through, like we do tend to find ourselves in our career path, and then come back to actually, no, this isn't sitting right with me. I think most of us
Yes.
on the mothership can tell that story where we've either come out the corporate world or just come out of something that's not right for us and took that leap of faith into being a woman, being self-employed. Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. Absolutely. And you can see when you recall that moment when you decided, I'm done, the change in your energy. You've recalled that feeling from that time.
Everything just shifts. You get, it's like a revelation. You are a different person. Your gait changes. You walk differently. Your skin takes like a huge U-turn and you're
Yeah.
back to babyhood. Everything moves. I mean, my grandmother was a natural healer. I don't know who taught her or how she learned things, but as a child, she would say things in my ear, and I used to be like, "Oh my God, this old woman is really crank." And she would really tell me things, and I wouldn't understand. But years and years later, they all kind of made sense how she was trying to pass on her techniques of healing, age-old stuff. And I remember that a little before she died, she said a very, very beautiful thing to me. She said to me, don't waste your life like every other Indian woman.
Oh,
Your place is not just the kitchen or the laundry. Achieve your dreams. And she wasn't of this time. She
wow.
was like ages old. And she said to me that don't lead it like your mom did. I
Oh,
mean, that coming from an Indian mother in law for a daughter in law
yeah.
was wow to me. She said, I can't tell her stuff. I'm her mother in law. I'm supposed to be a certain way. But I want you to be a different example for the family. So you really, and I could see that she loved to empower women. My mom tells me so. I think it just comes from there. And mm, my family had lots of financial hardships. So I took the role of being the, is that breadwinner?
Yes, absolutely right.
Yeah, I was about to say bread runner.
There's a similarity in there. You're always running around for bread.
Yes. So English is not my first language. So I'm an Indian, I get a
Brilliant.
discount at that.
You do really well.
So yeah, I mean, I was a breadwinner. Whatever gig came, it just came along. I picked it up. I started doing it. I was studying and working side by side. I was doing all of that. But when life kind of gives you that little comfort to think about what pleases your heart, I
Yeah.
think we all just get to the right place.
Is being driven by your heart's desires. Yeah, fantastic. That's beautiful. So do you want to tell us about your business, Sheets of the Soul? So how did that come about then? Obviously you've been leading to it, but the name, that's a lovely name for your business.
Yeah, as in, very honest, business started long ago. Name came way later.
Yeah.
I am such a lame person when it comes to technology. Lockdown for me has been a blessing. It has been a kick in my back saying, "That's it, get there, do it." My students and practitioners, they always tell me that, God, how can you be so slow? You got to do it. So for me, very honestly, it's really not been a business, but of course it is a business because it pays my bills, it takes care of me and my family. So I moved to the island and I came to this wonderful sunny island thinking I won't work for 6 months. I would just sit and one foot on top of the other. I will have nice cup of tea and look at the ocean. But I have worked. I had worked for years and years. So the workaholic in me could not sit down. And because I have been through strong phases of depression, so I could see that coming to an unknown island, this huge, massive change of moving from India to Europe, coming for the first time, it was taking a toll. And I
Yeah.
was kind of going back. And thankfully, my husband was able to see it. I don't know if he understood everything, but he could just see that something is not right. This woman can't be doing dishes 5 times a day. That's not her. That's not the woman I got married to. So he was very, and he just told me, I don't care. Just start doing what you love to do. Don't bother about you get paid, you don't get paid, do it. Get out there, do it. So I said, okay. And I did a little Facebook post saying, this is me, here I am, and this is what I do. Does anybody want to catch up or talk about it? And I got some amazing messages. And there were people like somebody was just this close to going for a surgery. And I said, we don't do surgery here. Hold on a minute. Let's look at it. So I worked with a few people who were in a pretty sensitive and critical state, and they reached 100% potential of their healing. They
Mhm.
became absolutely fine. They stopped taking medicine. The energy did a beautiful work. The universe was so graceful. And then I realized, okay, now I know why I'm here.
Yeah.
And it just kicked off from there. We really never had time, and I kept going and going. I never had a website. I just had a Facebook page, and I hardly used to post there because it would go word to mouth, and
Yeah.
people would come saying, "Hey, okay, you're struggling. Why don't you go see this person?" And some 2 years ago, a practitioner of mine called me and said, do you know how difficult it is to tell people what you do?
Yeah. I can
Because
so
you do
understand
yoga,
that. Yeah.
then you are a healer, then you are a meditation guide, then you are something. And I said, okay, why are you so upset with me? She said, can't you just have a website for God's sake?
Oh.
I said, oh, okay, I'll do it. So funny enough, 1st July, 2 years ago, 1st July 2018, we launched the website. I took a month off from not teaching loads and doing lots of therapies. I focused, I did the content. One practitioner designed the website, one did the photos. She was amazing. She got everything. And that's how Sheets of Soul came out. And it was really a 4 a.m. decision because the designer was like, everything is done. You got to tell me the name.
Yeah.
So I said, I have a name, but it is a little complicated. So he said, what is easy with you? People can't say Jigyasa. What can be more complicated? So I said, oh, that's true. So Sheets of Soul, that's how it just came out in the spur of the moment. And I say, how do you find it? He said, wow. Oh wow, that's good. I said, yeah, isn't it? Okay. So it got out there. I started designing short courses for people to learn and enable themselves to do home practices. Just one step after the other, it just took shape. And I can't even say that it's my business, because each practitioner of mine has really kicked me. There are times when they come to me, I kick them hard. But when they get to the right place, they tell me, you got to put yourself there.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic. Oh, that's a lovely story. You're obviously very passionate about what you do, Jigyasa. It's not, you say it's not a business, it's not like work to you because you enjoy doing what you do.
Yeah. I really, really see this as my thing, and it's very important when somebody comes and says, I want to do, can I sign up for a yoga class? I don't do drop-in classes, or don't.
Hmm.
I ask people, do you want to change your life? So you don't sign up for a yoga class, come sit, move, breathe, go. No, you got to sign up to evolve in life. And I think you as a healer would totally understand that you got to commit yourself to it. And I love it because I have seen some amazing things happening by energy work. And the list is endless. I think we have half an hour. We cannot even cover it in half
Yeah.
a month. We all have, so things really move with it. And it's beautiful when you have been at a low point, and if you can reach a high point, I feel everybody can do it. Anybody can achieve anything.
I completely understand that. One of the big things for me is trying to get people to realize that they need to be, they shouldn't be last on their own list. You know, you are the most important person in your world, and everything is, it starts with you. We're always looking on the outside for the answers, and they're within. And
Totally.
when you finally see somebody make that transformation and then hear them telling somebody else about it, that feels fantastic. That feels
It
fantastic.
it comes from your gut.
Yeah,
Like I say to people, if you don't love yourself 100%, if you don't love yourself unconditionally, you cannot love anybody.
yeah,
You will try, but it won't be 100% because everything begins here.
yeah.
This is your priority.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh gosh, we really could talk for that half a month, couldn't we?
Wow, time flew.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. I'm saying we could. Now we've got to the into the nitty gritty. You and I could quite easily talk for a long,
Yeah,
long time, and what a lovely conversation that'll be when that day
indeed.
comes. We can't, so to be able to share that love, to be able to give people that gift of healing is a blessing, isn't it? To be able to help and support people and to see
It's a
that
blessing.
transformation, it is life changing, and it does make your business more of a pleasure. When you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life, and it's absolutely true, isn't it? Yeah.
It's
Uh,
your life. Yeah.
yeah, and I can see, because you do so much, like you, I could really relate to that when you said, how do I tell people what you do when you do this and this? I Because the healing journey kind of takes you on that path, doesn't it? You one thing takes you to another, takes you another to another, and you end up with a toolbox
Exactly.
of lots of different healing modes, because everybody's an individual, everybody's different, so one solution doesn't suit all people, so it's best to have different options to be able to support.
Always. One man's nectar could be another man's poison.
Yeah,
So this could work wonders with you and absolutely not work with another. And on the way, you learn so many things.
a fantastic journey. Lovely. I share that with you. so, so coming out of lockdown, then you mentioned lockdown has been a blessing for you because it's given you that kick to make you look at the different aspects of your business that you may have
Yes.
procrastinated on earlier. I feel exactly the same. It has been a gift of time. And look what we're doing today. You're in Fort Ventura, I'm in North Wales, and we're going out to the
We are
Mothership
together.
on a group for Network She, where there are nearly 1,000 members from everywhere, global. Fantastic, absolutely
Exactly.
amazing. Yeah, incredible, absolutely incredible. So coming out of lockdown then, because you've had the restrictions in from where you are have been really quite strict compared to what we've had to adhere to.
Oh,
How is it looking coming out now? Is it becoming more new normal, or?
it is honestly, it has been very intense. We have been super homebound. We
Yeah,
weren't allowed any walks, nothing. The one thing that really helps people's psyche is the greenery, even if you can see it. And here we don't have that. It's a
yeah,
very desert island. So being inside and then you look out, you can't go to the beach. So beach is the USP, but we couldn't. And now people are coming out, but a little bit of that worry and that fear is there. Where if people do something that is not 100% appropriate, they feel bad and guilt about it.
yeah,
And I think I would want to say this to everybody, that this is the moment you have to really learn to be just kind to yourself. Understand, you, me, we are all humans.
yeah.
We deserve to have all sorts of days and all sorts of times. Times are a bit overwhelming. And here, well, it was pretty intense. We were like, oh my God, supermarket is the only thing that was allowed to us.
I think we're both going to be in demand when the doors open. There's so many people are going to need healing. I don't think we've got anything to worry about in how to get our business back up and running, coming through to the other side. It's
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, if you'll say, if we have to call it business, it's been great because I did two special courses that were my dream courses, and I couldn't do them otherwise because it needed people to patiently sit
yeah,
and study.
yeah,
Now, when you're on lockdown, you got no reason, you can't escape. So I had beautiful response, and in fact, I don't know if it's okay to talk about it, but
yes, yes. Come.
yeah, it's there is a yoga program that I'm starting from August. It goes on till December, and it's like a once a week session wherein you don't do just yoga. We call it the yoga program, but there's a meditation session in a month. There is a little philosophy. There's energy. There's all of it, and it's beautiful. These ways wouldn't have come out if there was no lockdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds fantastic. When we go out there, when Ruth puts the video out, make sure you put the link to your website in the comments,
Yes.
then or send it to Ruth anyway, and she can put it out with the post, because that's fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And I can really relate to that too, because lockdown has given me that gift of time to sit and write. I've launched my first retreat that was sold out within a week.
I know, you told me.
And I was like, wow, all that time I've sat on that thinking, need the time to plan and prep. And we've just had that time. It's been amazing, hasn't it? And I think loads and loads of people on the Mothership are all saying the same. They've had that time to reflect on their business, and Ruth's doing a great job.
I think women are very smart.
Yeah,
They
that's it.
know what gear to put their cars in and how to move around.
Yeah.
Put them in a lockdown, they'll make good of it. Put them out of a lockdown, they'll make good of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and there's so much support within the Mothership for people to reach out as well. So although it's been great during lockdown, it's going to be there to continue with, for everybody to
Yes.
help each other.
It's been a blessing, like how I said the other day. It's great when you wake up and you're not feeling that great and you log on to Mothership and if somebody's saying, today I feel crappy, and you're like, oh sister, come to me.
Yeah, not just me. Yeah, and everybody
Yeah,
just brings each other back up again to a better.
true.
Fantastic, absolutely lovely. Well, our time has passed, and that's gone really quickly. So it's been
Yeah, it
absolute,
has
been a pleasure.
flown.
I've loved listening to your stories, and I could listen forevermore. Your business was amazing, and I'm not quite sure whether our paths will cross in North Wales, in Forteventura, or in the spirit world, but I'm sure we'll see each
No,
other again
I have
soon.
a feeling we'll definitely meet. If nothing, I would actually love to come to Wales and meet
Oh,
all these wonderful women who keep doing these posts. And yeah, it'll be beautiful. And thank you so much to you and to Ruth for thinking about me. This has been interesting.
Yeah. Oh, you're very, very, very welcome. Have a lovely rest of the evening, and we'll no doubt see you again soon. Nice to meet you.
Yes, take care. Lots
Take
of
care.
love.
Bye bye.
Bye.